It is August 17th, 2021, 6:10 a.m. I have been at the screen for not quite an hour yet, but pretty slow, balancy, grindy day so far. From what I'm seeing, this is just stuck in a kind of a tight balance range. We have come down so far and taken out the overnight high, or the overnight high as it was when I got here. So didn't take this because I'm trying not to fade the low days and the high days as much as I used to. It tended to be less reliable than I could really get a good edge. Evidently I can't talk, but I'm also in a short trade right now and a little bit of a high risk, but where I got price here, I took it at 56, so we do have a little bit of a trouble here at 45, but my expectation is definitely to take out these lows, and that's more of a higher time frame context here. I talked about these in the video before, but a lot of liquidity in bar lows here to the left, and then on the daily especially, we have this double bottom here, and then also this untested demand all the way down to the 64 round number. So let's see if we can take out these lows, push lower, and take out this low a day. And we just had the rollover as well, so none of it is too high volume yet, so that might be why it's fairly balanced and light trade. So I'm going to manage this thing fairly tightly because we could definitely see price back up here to the 65. My stop hit here is above this bar high at 63. So if we don't get a push down here pretty quick and take out these lows, I'm going to cover my risk. We also have this low volume node here that is kind of denotes this flip zone, but this is really not the strongest low. We have had buying coming in here when we've got the couple times that we've come down here, but it's really not on very high volume. And then we came back up to the point of control of this overnight session and rejected, found supply here, came up, found sellers again, took out this structure, came down again, and this is at that point, that's where I figured it doesn't look like buyers are really too strong here. So if we can break down this 50 and push through this pivot, I think it definitely has a chance to take out these lows. And this is that test that I was talking about, and to push down below this. Now this is definitely an issue because we have somewhat of fresh demand and where buyers were previously found here. But I've covered my risk. Now I'm just going to kind of let the trade play out and see if we can run these lows. So I have this line here at 66.15, and that's a little bit of a higher time frame target from, well, not really higher time frame, but from yesterday. So into this demand area here, 66.20, anywhere in there would be a pretty solid target, I feel like. Definitely have some large volume coming in here now after we've pushed down below here. So are we going to find buyers here? But this is not weak. This is not a very strong structure in my opinion. So we'll see what happens here. Let's go back and look at what I'm seeing here on as far as targets and stuff. We have this liquidity here at 66.16. Other than that, everything is tested down, and really the first untested demand we have is way down here at 65.81. So we definitely have the potential to move down and run through some of this space. This low volume node here at 66.04 would be a pretty decent target, so that's right around the round number. So that's probably asking a little much on this trade, but for now, if we do get some kind of nice flush, I'll put my target here at 66.05. You can see that's where I put it here, 66.06 for now. But we are definitely having some pretty heavy volume coming in here, so I'm going to want this structure here to hold from below, and now we have broken this pivot here again. So I like the trade so far. Now can I hold on and survive any pullbacks and up. My expectation would be that we definitely would come back up and revisit this structure, but my entry is at 56, so I like my position here. And again, this definitely was on the aggressive side because all of this definitely could have come back and been retested. I just liked how we put in this high here. This seemed like a little bit of a fake out here, and then a supply push trapping any longs that came in here. So, and I've been saying a lot lately, I'll be looking to aggressively manage a 20 tick win, so that puts me at 30. That's around the push to this of these lows. So at 36, I'll be looking to manage that pretty aggressively, but I want to see the flush of the lows. So we'll see. It's going to be around, taking profit plus 20 and still giving this a chance to flush these lows and see where we go. But I would definitely not giving back a 20 tick trade. Not giving back 20s anymore. What I do like about this is that this heavy volume did come in, but there was no strong rejection of price. So that seems like this is a two-way auction, and this is accepting price down here. So that kind of coincides with my idea that this is not an unfair price, that this is auctioned here, and that we are very likely to test these lows, at least revisit down into the 32 area. And here we go. Let's see what happens when we push this low. And I will be looking to manage this. So there's my plus 20. I'm right around there. So I don't see this as a place where we're just going to strong reverse here out of this area. But we do have this space as well. So any kind of push back up into this 50 wouldn't be surprising. So any kind of a retrace up through this, but this is well auctioned. This isn't really just vertical space, so I wouldn't expect that, but it could happen. So unfortunately, that's kind of what we got to deal with, and that's at 36. So that was right at my 20, and I didn't lock anything in there because I want to give this a little bit of space. And now we're definitely seeing some buying coming in off of this 35, 36 area. So we'll see what happens. We're getting some real heavy compression put in here. So I do not want price above this volume here at 46. You can see how big this bar is. And so we'll see if we can push down below this and continue, or if we're going to reject here and push higher. But I'll definitely say that this trade is in jeopardy now. So we're coming back up into that 50, but above this large compression in this high volume area right here. So that doesn't not feeling really good about this trade, but I got to give it a little bit of a chance here to revisit this low volume node here, this pivot, and see if we can hold this. But it needs to go here for sure. This is the kind of look that I would have liked, is this little spike up above the volume. And now we just need to get some kind of a supply push lower. Got to get lucky. Feeling a little bit nervous on this, but being that my entry is above at 56, I have space. But again, to give back a 20 tick trade is a little bit, it doesn't feel very good. But I got taken out on that trade. I took a +4 on it. Just couldn't get back down through that volume. Not really happy with how that went. I don't know how else I could have managed it, taking off 20 here without a flush of the lows. It's just kind of conflicted. I'm in a long here and 67.46, and it's really struggling to break this high, but man, it's just popped up and hit it twice now. And I have room all the way to the overnight high at 66, and my ultimate target is to get up to the 85 here to this guy. So we'll see. I'm getting real close to getting taken out here. It's just not able to go. So we'll see what happens. I took another break even on that trade, on that long, and I don't know how else I could have managed this thing, but I guess when this compression came in on a push and a flush of the highs, I should have locked something in. I mean, it just came up and it barely, a couple ticks, and then all this volume came in, and so yeah, frustrating. That's two trades with really nice positive equity. That one was plus 17. My trade from the morning was plus 21, and I'm sitting at plus 2 now on the day. So my trade in the morning, I would definitely would think that makes sense that I would take that off into this trouble at the 69. So that's a break even that could have been avoided, at least in taking at least a 10 tick or so win. This one is a little more difficult with the overnight high right above, and I could have locked in something 56 to 66, but then then I'm complaining, or 46 to 56, and then hoping that these tops hold, but then I get taken out and it runs all the way to my target at 85, and then I'd be complaining about that. So this one I would say is not quite as avoidable as the one in the morning. So it's just kind of how it goes. But I'm short 49 here on this breakdown. We've taken out the demand level here, high tick the high. It doesn't seem like buyers are any longer in control, and we've pushed all the way down to this 28 level, and so my target is going to be down here into the 22, 23 area. So it should be a nice win if I can get it. Looking to take risk off below a push of the 37, and it seems like buyers really haven't had any ability to move higher, and I'm also leaning on this structure. Now we have this low volume node here, the kind of this flip zone here. So we'll see. Volume's getting a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna need a little bit of help. I really didn't like how that last push came, and so I took that off at break even, and this might be the final little last gasp of a try higher, but I'm not sure. So I took it off break even, and I'm guessing live that would have been, I would have had a little bit of slippage because it just ripped all of a sudden, but I might have been slipped a tick or two. So, but that's all right. We didn't break this high here, so had some demand coming in. If this would have pushed up and broken above this high and then imbalanced lower, I might try the short again, but I'm just not feeling real comfortable with it at this point, how that didn't take out this high. So I'm feeling like I might just, if I continue to trade this, it's likely that I'm just going to get chopped up. So it seems like price could really be going either way at this point. I think that's likely it for the bulls, and I was shaken out of that, unfortunately. But this rip higher here on very high volume, and then price was not able to hold above this level, and then imbalanced lower. So I would say a lot of longs trapped here at this point. And I'm not going to chase this down either. I'm not going to sell this at the bottom of this range. So being that around the 50 was my last chance to probably get short on this one. So I would fully expect that we at least take out this 29 low and move in to fill in some of this space to the left. I think that's going to do it for me today. I don't have much to do here, and volume's definitely getting lighter. We're approaching the lunch hour in New York, and being that it's rollover, but I wanted to talk about this real quick as far as my conviction on the short side trade just really got a lot better. So this is the bar that took me out of my short, kind of that fake out, but we definitely have sellers coming in here. High volume here, high volume here. We came down, couldn't take out these lows, worked ourselves back up. We had some buyers come in here, demand push here, and then what happened is we had a large amount of sellers coming in above this area. So flushed this liquidity, absorbed here, and then pushed. I didn't have any way to get back in this short because we had this supply push, and then price just never came back. I wanted to be somewhere I could have taken it somewhere in here, but 42, that's like a 20 tick stop here, so there's no way that works. And then now we can see that my idea to take out that 28 was the target here, and then we've pushed much farther down into this to fill in some of this space. So I would expect at some point we'll fill in this to come back to the origin of this demand push at the 6707 or so. So definitely had the concept on the shorts correct, but again, timing is everything, and being able to execute on that trade are two totally different things. So a little bit of frustration on the trades that I've identified them well. I've had several positive equity trades, and then to end the day just up a couple ticks, +2 with 4 trades is not ideal, but I'm reading the market well. I'm staying patient, not fading highs and lows of day, which is keeping me out of trouble, and I think that's a big deal for me. It's a pivotal concept that I have been missing. So I tried a short here, and I just missed my fill by 1 tick. So you can see the 73 was my order, and I'm going to cancel that now, because after this push down we came back up and came up to 72, and I missed it by a tick, and my stop was up here at 83. So expectation, yeah, we've fallen basically over 100 ticks now, but expectation is to still take out this overnight low, flush this final liquidity, and we still have the lows here to take out. So my expectation would be that we will take that out. I just can't, I'm just slightly off today. Everything I'm doing is just not quite right, a little bit wrong. So I had a target here at 30. The flush of this 39 didn't quite get there, so I did hit I would have locked in 20 here at 52 or around there. So a little disappointed, man. What a disappointing day. But lots of movement, lots of opportunity, and I ended barely break even. So it's all right. Feels good to be reading the market well. Read this short right to come down through here for a nice win. Had this long to break the overnight high. Had that one read correctly. The context and the read was correct. So also had my short in the morning correct. Just didn't quite get down to break the lows. So that's going to do it for me today.